Hi, David Palomo here, proud steward of Alamo City Handyman and OMG Kitchen and Bath with another DIY video installment for you. And today we're going to be tackling one of those common problems that everyone has in their home. It's a little pet peeve for a lot of people, squeaky doors and what to do about it. So we're going to grab a couple of tools, head inside and talk about that today and see what we can do about it. Okay, so here we are at our squeaky door. I don't know if you can hear this or not. If you can hear that, it's an annoying squeak, and it'll get worse over time. But believe it or not, this door is only a year and a half old. This house is a little over a year old. So a lot of things contribute to squeaky door hinges. Being an exterior door in this case, you know, when you open and close it, the weather and elements can blow in dirt. Also in this case, a lot of these days builders are painting hinges. That doesn't help. You know, some builders are getting a little lazier and not working around the hinges. They're painting right over them. So that also contributes to rusting and corrosion over time. You know, there's ways to fix this real easily. It does get a little messy. So you're going to want to have some paper towels, a nail punch of some kind, or a Phillips head screwdriver, even a strong penny nail to stick under this hinge to pop this pin out, a hammer, and a lubricant of some kind. So nowadays when you go to the lubricant aisle, you're going to see mostly sprays, things like WD-40, PB Blaster. Just look, and as long as it's good for household use, you can use it on hinges. In the old days, they used to use grease, and you can still find some grease, some big box stores or online. Again, just look at it. As long as it says approved for household use, you can use grease. It's a little messier, but it's longer lasting than a spray. So keep that in mind. We're gonna begin with popping one of our hinges out here. And see, basically just gonna stick this right under. And again, it's gonna get a little messy, so you may need to do some cleanup afterwards. There we go. So now our pin is coming up, and as you can see, it did create a lot of dirt. We're gonna have to wipe this down and clean this down afterwards. So we're gonna pop our pin out. We need to get that a little further. You may need to put your tool under the pin to also slide it out, because sometimes they can be a little stubborn. Now we have our pin out, we're gonna get it cleaned up. Okay, so we have a couple of our pins removed. We've moved over to a work area here, a counter. Well, in this case, we're over here by a counter. Be sure to put down a towel, a dirty towel, something that rag you don't use, maybe some paper towels. And as you can see, we have one of our dirty hinges here. First thing we're gonna do is spray it and clean it. So we're gonna put an initial spray on it, move it around a little bit. As you can see, it's pretty dirty. And it's got some abrasions on it where it's been rubbing with the grime and paint. See the dirt that's coming off of there? Gonna give it a good cleaning, an initial cleaning. We have two of them here. This one we've already cleaned. This one was pretty bad. A lot of paint abrasions. You can feel the scarring in there. But what we're gonna do to it today is gonna help a lot and probably eliminate the noise completely, if not reduce it to almost nothing. So there we've got our hinges cleaned, and you do that to all of them, and then we're gonna show you now how to put them back in and put a little lubricant on them and get rid of that squeaking. Okay, so now that we have our hinges cleaned up, we get ready to put them back into place once they're cleaned. And by the way, if I didn't mention it early on, you want to do one hinge at a time, especially on exterior doors. Close them, lock them, keep them in place. This particular door is an 8-foot door, so it's got 4 hinges. You don't want to pull more than 1 or 2 out at a time, because you throw the door out of whack and you're going to have a hard time getting that pin back in. So in this case, I did 2 at a time. I did one middle, then lower, cleaned it, put them in, then did the other 2. But for interior doors, it's a little easier because they're lighter. And you may only have 2 or 3 typical interior doors. And those are easier to manipulate if a door gets out of whack. But on exterior doors, you got to be careful. They're heavy. Most cases they're heavy. And if they get misaligned, trying to pop that pin in can be tricky. So do one at a time to be on the safe side. So we've got our hinge cleaned up, and we popped it in place. I'm gonna put a little napkin here since we're using spray. I'm gonna spray it, turn it a little bit, put another little spray on. Then we're gonna get our hammer and pop it back into place. All right, so now let's check that squeaky door. No more squeaking. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed today's video installment. And as always, drop us a line at one of our websites if you have any questions or upcoming projects you might want some advice on. We'd be happy to take a look at that for you and discuss it with you. Feel free to drop us a line at one of our websites or at 210-535-1000. Fall's coming up, so there's still time to get some of those projects in before the holidays. We'd love to hear from you with your feedback as well, so drop us a line, and we look forward to seeing you next time.